What is up, Pickleballers? It's your boy T Money here from pickleballers.io. No co-host or no guest today, so it's T Money 100% of the time. And this is a little unusual, so get ready for this episode. In this episode, I'm breaking down my 9 items on my Pickleball Christmas list. This is my Pickleball list, not yours, so there's not going to be a ton of gift ideas, but this is what I want Santa to grant me for Christmas 2023. I'm going from 9 to 1. I think you're going to like 1, but you're going to love 2 through about 6 or so. But maybe you'll like my whole list. Who knows? Number 9, here we go. Tim Parks, please make it rain on MLP. We need that little Tim Parks injection of money for the future of MLP. Look, you three-peated in season 2. Hook us up, hook the fans up, hook the players up with that little money injection. This is what I think. I mean, listening to Zane after he lost, he briefly mentioned like, hey, we really love playing MLP. We want this to continue. And that almost kind of foreshadowed to me that, hey, maybe things aren't as stitched out as I thought they were in 2024. Maybe MLP isn't exactly where I thought it was going to be. So if we could get that little injection from Tim Parks, hopefully that's a game changer. Or if somebody else wants to come in, get MLP that money. Let's continue MLP in 2024. Hopefully things get figured out there. Number 8 on my list, camera compilation showing Christian Alshon in losing moments. This guy is quickly amassing a impressive compilation of or pictures of him losing. I mean, he's a competitor. He takes losses hard, like I think a lot of pickleballers do, even recreational players like myself. I mean, I don't have quite the camera roll that Christian is kind of amassing, but nevertheless, if we could just get one video of Christian, like all of his losing moments, I mean, let's just feel it together. Let's embrace those emotions together. I mean, I'm right there with you, Christian. We saw his most recent one happening at MLP Season 2 playoff when they lost to Ben Johns' Chicago Slice. Number 7 on my list, pickleball memes. I'm calling you out. It's time to show your face. You know, long gone are the days where you could hide under your screen name. I mean, let's see who you are. And for that matter, I think there's a few other people that we need to call out. Hey, Shay Odoth kind of leading the way. I mean, enough of the anonymity. Let's see who you really are. I mean, I think it's just good for the game. We want to put a face to the name, a name to the face. So hook us up there. We want to see who you are. Come meet me in person. I mean, come on. No animosity toward you guys, but it's definitely time. Number 6, Federico and AJ. I want to see a pay-per-view. I'm willing to pay. I'm willing to pay money, but it's time to just put your money where your mouth is. I want to see a fist fight on the live stream, YouTube, whatever it's got to be. I'm willing to pay money. I mean, I could contact Dana White, Joe Rogan could. I mean, I could announce it if needed, but I want to see those two fight off. They got a lot of beef. I mean, let's settle the beef once and for all. I think it really kind of came to explosion when Federico said, we all know what he said to Annalie. It's in the heat of battle, not saying that he gets a pass, but AJ obviously kind of playing like the dad figure in a way, not loving what happened in that standoff with Federico and Annalie. Obviously, Annalie was appalled. I think the whole pickleball community was pretty appalled. Didn't expect that from Federico, although we know he gets a little feisty at times, but let's just settle the beef. If we do settle the beef, AJ played hockey. There's no doubt in my mind that AJ takes that one probably in round 1, but sign me up. I'm paying. I'm ready to go. Number 5, Jeff Warnick, for the love of God, come out of retirement, please. I mean, all these people, all these new people like Federico, like Pablo, they all think that they're the king of trash talk, but you're the king of trash talk. Come back, show these people who their daddy is, show them how the trash talking's done. We want to see the backhand. We want to see the one side of the paddle, not using the other side of the paddle. Jeff Warnick, come back. Partially to blame, I think, is Matt Manassi, who kind of, when Wes Burrows was dropped by the AZ drive, I think, Manasseh picked Warnick, or sorry, he dropped Warnick and picked up Burrows, I believe, for Miami Pickleball Club. And that's when Jeff kind of retired. And we haven't seen him since. I remember he told Underground Pickleball, Julio, he was kind of joking around, but he said, hey, I'm out of retirement, or I'm retired. Miami Pickleball kind of retired me. That was his last real professional go about. Obviously, I think he played with Eric Pile after that, but in like a PPA in San Clemente, I want to say. And he's probably played a few others after that in the professional bracket, but he's a main draw player. We want to see Jeff back in action. All right, number 4, it's only fitting that we talk about 40%. My number 4 wish on my list, increase those wages up 40% only if you took the pay cut originally. So what I'm talking about here is the MLP and the PPA asked their players to take a pay reduction of about 40% in order to keep professional pickleball alive. I'm saying, look, hey, they signed the contract. Let those players make their money. But in all seriousness, I do think that it is best for the game for especially those top level players to take a pay reduction. But what I'm thinking too is Ben Johns is all about wanting professional pickleball to continue. Flat rate. You want it that bad? Flat rate. Obviously, it's easy to take a pay cut for, even though it is a steep pay cut, 40%. It's easier to take a pay cut 40% when you're making $1.2 million a year. But when you're making $250 or even $150, taking that 40% is a totally different game changer. So, hey, I'm proposing right here, right now, flat rate, or at the very least, maybe taking not as much of a hit to the players that are getting paid less. So the higher players, the higher level players, 40% pay reduction, that makes sense. And then for some of those lower level players that are still professional, still obviously amazing, maybe give them a 20% decrease, but try to even the gap a little. That way, players aren't struggling as much. I haven't seen the lowest end of the contracts, but I've heard rumors about some of them, and they almost seem like it's almost better for those players not to play professional and just to keep their day jobs, whether it's, I don't know, whatever they're doing, whether it's teaching pickleball or maybe they have a profession unrelated to pickleball. But try to make it for those lower level players and their ability, try to make it so that they can still be a pro and really dedicate themselves, give them more money than they would be making outside of pickleball. And that's what I'm asking for. Number 3, Ben and Annalie Waters, your time as a duo is done. No more double triple crowns in 2024. I want to see you guys split just for the plot. You guys are killing it. You're dominating. I would say Ben's winning a triple crown every third, every fourth tournament. Annalie's pretty much winning a triple crown every tournament. But what makes that their triple crown ability just monstrosity is that they play mixed doubles together. And I'm also kind of curious. I mean, we saw how the draft went as far as Ben going second in season 1 and then first in season 2. Obviously, he won this season. Well, I think he won the season 1 super final, or did he lose? Oh my goodness, I can't remember. I actually think they lost in the super final, but they won event 3. And then in season 2, they kind of ended up winning that playoff situation. But Ben, sure, he's the number 1 player. I could see why somebody would take Annalie second overall. Not that we're going to have a draft in 2024, but for the PPA tournaments, I really want to see these two split up. I'm kind of interested in seeing Annalie team up again with either J-Dub or Riley, Ben teaming up with Catherine Parento. I'm very curious to see who's going to win more trophies as going their separate ways. Is it Annalie with Riley, or is it Ben and Catherine? I'm really curious. I want to see it for the plot. Let's make it happen. Number 2, I'm dying to try this Pro XR paddle. I've seen obviously a lot of pros use it, but in order to get me buying this thing, I need a Junior Mint or an Emily Ackerman signature paddle. For Emily, toss down the pink, or maybe she wants to go with something different. For Junior Mint, toss down the blue spearmint color, or maybe the mint green color, something different. But I want to support these players. They're already signed to you guys. So make that happen. Actually, I'm also curious to try the new Gearbox paddle, the Pro Series. I had Rafa on the podcast a few episodes ago. Check that out if you haven't seen it now. So that's one that I want to try. And then the 6-0 paddle, that new Amber one, I got to try the other night. I love that paddle. So I definitely want to I want one of those for Christmas. So that's number 2. And then number 1, rounding out my Christmas list, PPA and MLP. Figure it out for the love of the game. Come on, help us out. Players don't know what's happening next year. Owners don't know what's happening next year. Even Jimmy Miller hasn't said anything, which makes it seem like, wow, really, no one knows what's going on. So for the love of the game, for the love of the fans, help us out. Get something in place. I mean, it's already, by the time this episode comes out, it's going to be what, 8th, 9th, 10th? It's going to be the 11th. Right now I'm filming on the 7th, but nothing has been said so far December 7th. I mean, we're less than a month away from 2024, and we're about a month and a quarter, 5 weeks away from the Masters in Palm Desert in California in 2024. So make it happen, PPA, MLP. Let us know what's going on so that we can plan for 2024, especially allowing our pro athletes to plan for 24. That's a wrap. That's my Christmas list. If Santa, if you're seeing this, buddy, the elf, if you're seeing this, hook a brother up, send a word into the big man. 2023 Christmas list. Make this happen for 2024. T Money, pickleballers.io. I'm out.